Yo, it's your boy GT here from the Gangster Times. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit me up on Instagram, which is gangstertimes_official, and on my Snapchat, type in the search box Gangster Next
Times.
news is coming from Bradford. A man who manufactured and fired a homemade shotgun through the window of a Bradford house has been jailed. Ummar Yaqoob is 31, and his former girlfriend Kiran Hussain, who's 26, turned blank weapons into slam guns to sell them on as part of a business they ran. Hussain would buy cartridges through her eBay account, which she stored to be used on the guns. Hussain of Little Horton would drive Yaqoob to locations to sell the slam guns, with Yaqoob described as the dominant partner in the relationship. The guns could be disassembled and transported easily and were sold to people in Bradford, Newcastle, Oldham, and Wakefield. And one of the guns they manufactured was used by Yaqoob in a shooting. At Bradford Crown Court yesterday, it was heard that he wanted revenge on a man who he believed was involved in Yaqoob's sister's car being stolen. The car was recovered the same day, and there was no evidence to suggest the man was involved in that car being stolen. From 3 meters away, it's believed that Yaqoob fired at the ground floor living room window of a house in Girlington, where the man was in with his mother at the time of the shooting. Yaqoob is believed to ask Hussain to bring in the slam gun and the cartridge, and they drove to Agar Street together. It's believed Yaqoob of Leeds could not see who was in the room when he fired, and the man only avoided being hit by the cartridge as he was bent down when it was shot. No one was injured in that shooting, which took place on the 31st of March 2019. Hussain was parked nearby the home to help Yaqoob escape after the shooting. After driving away, Yaqoob is believed to have researched how to get gunpowder off clothing. Hussain and Yaqoob resumed their slam gun business after the shooting. The manufacturing of the weapons continued until Hussain was arrested in April 2019 when she was in possession of a slam gun and cartridge. So Yaqoob was jailed for a total of 21 years and 8 months for possession of a firearm with intent to cause or fear of violence, possession of a prohibited firearm, and manufacturing a prohibited firearm. But Judge Jonathan Rose also gave Yaqoob a 5-year extended license period as he was classed as a dangerous offender. Hussain was jailed for 6 years and 9 months for 2 offences of possession of a slam gun, manufacturing a prohibited weapon, and possession of a firearm with intent to cause fear of violence. It's not known how many weapons were made and sold as part of the business, which started in December 2018, only narrowed down to numerous, and police later recovered some of the weapons. Yaqoob was also charged with handling stolen goods and using criminal property following a robbery by 2 men at a Tesco's in Haworth Road, where a G4S employee had a cash box and contents worth just under £15,000 stolen. The cash box was taken to a house where it was exploded to release the cash inside. Yaqoob was trusted by the robbers to deal with the cash box. This incident took place on October the 8th, 2018. In sentencing, Judge Rose said this business was for profit. They were in business together. You took with you a cartridge, and it was clear your intention to load a gun and fire it you did. You made a conscious decision to fire the gun as you did. You could not have known who was inside. You did not seek to attract his attention outside his house. Women and children could have been there. You fired that gun with no concern for the occupants. You returned to your business of manufacturing slam guns. Judge Rose said Yaqoob was a dangerous man who posed a risk to the public. Hussain was described by the judge as a junior partner to Yaqoob, who played a lesser role in the manufacturing and selling of the slam guns, and naively believed she was in a loving relationship with Yaqoob. The judge told her Yaqoob was the one with the knowledge of the weapons. You did his bidding. That's some news coming from Yorkshire, where 2 people have been jailed for a slam guns business. Let me know what you guys think. And in another story this morning, 3 people arrested as police carried out raids relating to Operation Venetic, which has seen officers smash thousands of criminal conspiracies after infiltrating the encrypted EncroChat communication platform. So officers arrested the 3 people on suspicion of conspiracy to import and supply Class A. Around £49,000 in cash was taken in by police from 3 addresses in Waterloo, Netherton, and Wavertree. A kilo of cannabis was seized at an address in Waterloo. £30,000 of cash was recovered from the search in Netherton, and a further £6,000 in cash, Rolex watches, and an Audi Q7 was seized from an address in Wavertree. Those arrested were a 32-year-old man from Wavertree, a 35-year-old man from Waterloo, and a 40-year-old from Netherton. Detective Inspector Lee Wilkinson said today's arrest comes as part of a national investigation into the use of encrypted mobile devices, commonly referred to as EncroChat, and drug supply across the UK. We will continue with our work because we know the impact that drug supply, its associated criminality, and the people responsible for importing it has on the communities of Merseyside. Next news story is coming from Doncaster. A 15-year-old and 3 men have been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after a 30-year-old man was injured in a suspected shooting last night. South Yorkshire police were called to reports of the suspected shooting just before 11:30 this morning, and the victim later presented himself to Doncaster Royal Infirmary, and he remains in a serious but stable condition. The teenager and 3 men were then arrested in the Cantley area, and police say they remain in custody at this time. Detective Chief Inspector Jamie Henderson said, "We are currently treating this incident as a targeted attack, and we do not believe there is any wider risk to the public." He said, "I do, however, understand that there will be concern within the local community, and I would like to reassure people that our inquiries are moving quickly." Got a story coming from Norfolk Ways, and 2 men have been charged with the murder of a 23-year-old Wisbech man. Tom Lewis was airlifted to Aidensbrook Hospital in Cambridge from Queen Elizabeth Hospital after he was stabbed in Norwich Road back in September last year. The 23-year-old had to undergo surgery to his leg and was placed on life support in intensive care. He was later pronounced dead on September the 10th after a decision was made to end his life support treatment. Detectives investigating the murder last September have charged 2 people. William Ferreira is 24 and Jack Didder were both arrested last year but were released under investigation. However, they were re-arrested yesterday morning and have since been charged with murder. So both men have been remanded in custody to appear at Cambridge Magistrates Court. 4 of the men aged 18, 22 and 2 aged 32 were arrested on suspicion of murder last year and released under investigation, but no further action will be taken against them. And in Essex, 5 teenagers have been arrested on suspicion of a murder after a man was stabbed to death on the day he celebrates his twin daughter's birthday. James Gibbon, who's 34, was stabbed outside his home in Essex shortly after 9:30 on Sunday. He is believed to have gone to help another man, then died after a confrontation with a group of young people. In a statement released through Essex Police, Gibbons' family said James was an amazing father of 4 young children, engaged to his partner, and was loving and a supportive son and brother. James was a hard-working, family-orientated man who ran his own business and was looking forward to a positive future for him and his family. This tragedy occurred after he had spent the day celebrating his 2-year-old twin girls' birthday at home, and we are absolutely broken beyond belief at this pointless loss, which has had a devastating effect on us all. James was the kind of person who would always be prepared to help anyone less fortunate than himself, which is what he was doing on Sunday night. So the 4 suspects, described by police as teenagers, were arrested shortly after Gibbons was killed, and a 5th was arrested on Monday night. 2 have since been bailed until later this month. So just want to say rest in peace to any of the victims that I've mentioned in this video, and my condolences go out to their families. So that's just a quick roundup of what's going on the streets of the UK. Let me know what you think. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real.